Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. You were born to be hockey players. Every one of you. You were meant to be here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Give yourself a nice stretch. A morning yawning. Ah, yes. It is paradise once again Sunday morning. We just about cracked the egg on 7:16, is it? Oh, we're going to get a 4-minute early start. Welcome, one and all, to the famed Herb Brooks Arena alongside the 1980 rink, the Miracle Sheet, as it were, as we set to drop the puck on today's first matchup. Gold medal game, the Calgary 10U division matchup. This one puts the Red Bank Generals against the Valley Junior Warriors. Folks, if you aren't familiar with these teams, let's get familiar with them. Skating with the puck in the dark sweaters with the white and yellow trim. Those are the Red Bank Generals out of Red Bank, New Jersey. And in the white sweaters, dumping it in on the offensive zone, those are the Valley Junior Warriors out of Haverhill, Massachusetts. A little New Jersey, Massachusetts action here. Both states taking great pride in their hockey. What else do you need to know? Oh, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Glenn Burnett with a play-by-play and color commentary. So good to be here. So glad you'd have me here. Alongside the smooth operator, Robin, behind the camera. Good morning, Robin.
Morning, Glenn.
What a great morning it is as we wrap up this 4th week of Can-Am hockey. Opening up with a face-off in the neutral zone. Look at this. This looks like a better dot to drop the puck on. And actually, we're not going to change the face-off location. We're going to take an early timeout. This might be an equipment issue, perhaps. But in these medal games, either team gets a timeout. So we're just double checking. It looks like the officials are checking out the gate at the bench. So this will be an official timeout. Red Bank Generals leading points getters over the weekend. Hurley and Leone both with 6 points. Leone with 4 goals and 2 assists. Hurley with 2 goals and 4 assists. Cooper Connors coming in with some strong scoring as well. 4 goals and an assist. 5 points in the weekend. Here's an opportunity now, chasing back and retrieving the puck as it was getting dangerously deep in the defensive zone. Colosi and McCarthy both with 4 points over the course of the weekend. Colosi with 2 and 2, and McCarthy with 3 goals and an assist. Look at the goaltenders, Wesh and Patsy, both combining for 3 wins. Patsy coming up 2-0 over the weekend. As we get a neutral zone face-off on the near side dot. The Generals come away with possession. Let's take a look at Valley Junior Warriors points getters. As we see in this order, Johansson, Fitzgerald, Mattia. Here's a shot on net. And holding on, and there's your icebreaker, folks. A player and a puck in the bucket. And the Generals step out to an early lead. As this one comes courtesy of number 97, it appears. Ryan Homechko. We'll keep an ear out and make sure that that is indeed who gets credit for it. We'll see who might have picked up an assist on that as well. As this goes back behind the Warriors net. And so that was actually Zappacosta, despite the enthusiasm of Homechko leading the charge on the celebration. Zappacosta from McCarthy, I believe that was, on the assist. And now the Warriors coming in looking for the equalizer. Two powerful teams coming in, making the gold medal game by virtue of landing at the top two in their division. As we have Randall in net for the Warriors, number 31. And over in the Generals basket, that's Caden Wesh. We've seen both of these two in play. These two teams, very potent goal-scoring teams as well. Here's an opportunity on the left wing side to the backhand. And no goal as the net comes off its mooring. Both have got 3 wins over the course of the weekend. Generals averaging 7 goals a game. Valley Junior Warriors 8.3 a game. As this is played down into the corner, 8:37 remaining. First period action, 3.5 minutes in. We got an early start. We dropped the puck 4 minutes early, but we had a few minutes worth of technical delay as the door on the Generals bench side was not closing properly. So we took an official timeout. Oh yes, the gold medals are back in town. We got a face-off to Randall's right side. Played out towards the point. Generals holding the zone. In terms of seeding coming into this game, Generals edging out the Warriors just barely in the division by virtue of tiebreaker. And that is in the goals against category. Gosh, the Generals have kept the net circumspect on their end as this is played out to neutral ice. Racing up on the right wing side. As the Warriors came out to play. From the left side, off the side of the cage. As this is battled for by Fitzgerald out in the corner. Played out in front to the backhand. Save. And Wesh with 2 beautiful saves. As this is played out towards the far side corner. It's been a busy hockey weekend once again. As this is chucked cross ice, and that's going to get a break here. One-on-one shot save, Randall. Big break there as the Generals had an opportunity skating in all alone. As we get a little bit of background music, Aerosmith singing "Skate with Emotion." I think that's how the lyric goes. Puck about things that nobody cares. As this is Played back out to neutral ice. And now racing up ahead. And to the backhand. There's your... And the Generals picking up goal number 2. Who can it be now? Number 97, Mattia. Check that. That is the Homechko you were looking for. And so on the previous Zappacosta goal, Homechko was leading the charge on the celebration. This time, Homechko celebrates his own goal. Midway through first period action. And so Homechko's goal goes unassisted. As this is played to the top of the circle, in the slot. Now battling for it in the near side corner, centering pass as that's swatted up to the top of the slot and then fired back down low. Warriors trying to reclaim the zone. Here's Homechko on the right side, takes the inside track to the right circle. Paddle saved by Randall. As we're getting a hammer alongside the bench here. As some of the arena crew trying to repair that gate there. And that'll be some repair work that we'll see off duty as we get a change out on the ice. 4:29 remaining first period action. Generals up 2-0. These teams have not faced one another as this is played out to neutral ice. That's 36. Yafaldano out on the ice for the Generals. And now the Warriors. Here's a pass that slips through. This will go straight in on net. And racing in with a little ice shaving. Some people taking exception. The official trying to warn, hey, perhaps that hockey stock can happen a little bit sooner, as Johansson is looking for the puck to maybe pop out. Played from the half wall. Fired back down into the left circle and now sent down the way. That'll be chased down by number 23 for the Warriors. Check that. And now here's Johansson. Johansson racing in on the right side, avoiding the defense. Goes to the 5-hole. And West says no, not here, not now. As this is fired down towards the right circle. And now Duperon sends it around into the slot. And this is fired down. That's going to be an icing. Exciting times here at the Olympic Center. As we've got 5-on-5 in the shots on goal department. Both teams getting equal opportunity on the attack. Generals yielding dividends on theirs. We watched a college game yesterday called Paul Smith's College men's Bobcats against the Niagara University D2 club team. And combined, they had over 70 shots in 60 minutes of regulation play. That was 10 miles away. The coldest sheet in the area, Saranac Lake Civic Center Arena. Here's a shot saved and a goal on the follow-up. And the Generals really turning it up as we see number 17 in the right place to deposit some trash. Connors. And the Generals enjoy a 3-0 lead. For either team, if this were the way that the game would start, it would be a shock. And so Connors from Leon and Hurley on that one. As we were saying, if you came into this game and found yourself in a 3-0 hole, it would be a surprise for both of these teams, as they have been dominant throughout the weekend. And so we'll see how the Warriors respond. There are some teams that are used to trailing and then putting themselves in position, and they never lose sight of their focus, as this is played out by Gordeau. Gordeau up towards the point as this is ticked into neutral ice. And now a steal here as Kratman comes in on the left wing side. Kratman played down into the corner, and Kratman showing some skating and stick handling skills. Centering pass as that's swatted away from the crease. And now tossed out towards neutral ice, but held in. As number 7, Lions able to keep the offensive time alive. As this comes to the near side, tossed out towards the right circle, and now chipped out across neutral ice. Squaring up from the left circle as that shot wide of the net. Another save for Randall as this is chucked down the ice very quickly. That'll go down for icing. 14.3 left in the first period as we swing back to the other side. Shots on goal 9-6, favoring the Generals. And the difference showing up on the board, 3-0. As this is played out towards the left corner. Chasing in is Duperon, battling in the corner. Feed into the slot, and that'll do it for one period of play. And so at the end of one period, the Generals strike not once, not twice, but thrice, and now up 3-0. We'll take a quick break, step outside, check the humidity. It looks, pretty low. Low humidity. When we come back, Jonathan will teach you how to build a floating bookshelf. From the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, you're watching Can-Am Hockey, the Calgary 10U gold medal game. We'll be right back. All righty. We have a good time around here, folks. Don't tell anybody, but we do. As we open up second period action, goaltenders will move to the opposite nets. And so we welcome you to what one, I believe he covered New Jersey hockey for a little while. One veteran sportscaster used to say, welcome to the second period, the period of the log change. Who said that? That would be Mike Doc Emmerich. As this is played to the back of the net. The Warriors deep in their own zone. Heavy pressure as this is sent around to Duperon. Duperon angle pass up into middle ice. Mechko working in. Check that. We call that one Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald with the puck on the right wing side. Centering pass into the middle. The backhander ticked away. And now sent in on net on the back door. Shot on the rebound. And a little bit of a delay there. And we're going to have a hooking penalty. Avoir accroché, anybody? And now you don't even know. And so this here is going to favor the Warriors, and they'll need a favor right now as they trail 3-0 early second period action. Glenn Burnett here with the play-by-play and color commentary. Calgary 10U gold medal game. And so Johnson for hooking. And now the Warriors looking to pick up a point here. Played into the middle. Caught up at the top of the slot, and that one's lofted down towards the end wall. And now from the left side, shot through traffic and held on to by Wesh. So we go back to even strength. These 10U penalties only last a minute. You have got to make hay when the sun shines. Whatever that means. Tossed down towards the net, and Wesh with another stop. This is played up to the half wall. Angle pass out in front as Zappacosta battling at the half wall. And now played down towards the far side, looking for the exit. And now from the left circle. Shot as that goes wide of the net, and you can hear the collective awe out there on the Generals side. They are looking to dominate here. As that's covered up by Randall. And we get some wholesale changes out on the ice. As we see Gordeau coming out for the Warriors. Stepping in for the faceoff on the Generals side is Connors. Shot down through traffic as this is cut off in the mid slot. Played out across neutral ice. Good puck movement by the Generals. Played into the corner. As that's shot off the side of the cage. And now a nice pass out towards the middle. Working off the right wing side into the slot. Now into neutral ice as the Generals reversing the course. It's Hurley working behind the net. As this is fired around, that'll make it all the way out to Sear. Sent down below the net. Connors sends it up to Sear. Sear with a long windup. as that catches a redirect. Goes to the left of the net. Played from down low. Connors centering pass. That'll play off of the sidewall. The Warriors trying to get out of the zone. As this is played around. Chased down by Johansson. Johansson able to get it out of the zone as this is tossed back in. Played up to the wing. A little bit of help by Gordeau. Gordeau on the right wing side, avoiding the poke check. Shot paddled out to the weak side from the left circle. Shot, rebound, around the corner, and that gets tucked in. Talk about clean up after yourself. Number 12. Some of you might know the reference. You want a song to play on a broken jukebox, just go ahead and pound it. That right there, courtesy of Fonzie. In this case, not short for Fonzarelli. Or is it? As Mattia set that one up, Fonzie on the backdoor side gets the rebound, gives it the first attempt, and on the second attempt able to tuck that one in. Warriors now with one on the board. 7:09 remaining second period action as we're getting close to the midpoint of the period. And it looks like just after the play, General is drawing a penalty as Declan Johnson will go to the box. And the Warriors will face off in the offensive zone. As this pops out of play into the bench area. And it looks like by virtue of where it came out, we'll have a face-off once again in the Warriors' offensive zone. This will be to Wesch's right side. Played into the corner. To the backhand, out to the back door. Shot, goal! Power play goal. And a little scoot along the ice there as Mattia picking one up from the right wing side. And what a relief there for the Warriors as they come up with the power play goal. Now drawing to within a one. As this is played out of the Warrior zone, and now the momentum to the Valley Junior Warriors.
Assisting on the goal, number 6, Patrick Conley, and number 18, Eugene Karen. Time of the goal, 5:04. The second period, Mattia from Conley and Karen on the power play, 5:04.
And so Mattia from Connolly and Karen. And now we have a one-goal game. It has been evenly matched. It was a little deceiving at the 3-0 mark. As we were seeing strong skating by these Warriors, good stick handling as well. A couple of opportunities jumped on as this is played deep in the Warrior zone. This will be something that the Generals will want to focus on, make sure that they do not draw unnecessary penalties. You might ask yourself, well, what's a necessary penalty? Well, you might have to take a look at Wikipedia for that one. Yes, indeed, there are some necessary penalties. Some that you just have to take the chance on. As if you don't create that penalty, there is certain disaster. Breakaways sometimes, those opportunities where a certain type of penalty will avoid the penalty shot, but shut down what might be a breakaway goal. So yes, they are few and far between, but some of the penalties are necessary. Some, particularly in the offensive zone, unnecessary. If you're in the offensive zone, there's no reason to take a penalty. As this is played down from the slot, shot down by number 8, Johnson. And now in transition, into the middle to Johansson. And that pass trying to go back to Johansson. A little bit off the timing there, crossing the blue stripe prematurely. Long toss paddled away by Wesh. We've seen some spectacular goals over the span of the weekend. I've seen some long ones that have a bit of a bend to them. And now here's an opportunity from the right side and a little redirect at the tail end as a young General skater slipping down to the ice, lost the handle momentarily and getting a little tick on it. That was Connors. Can you imagine? You're skating down on the right side of the slot. You slip down, you're losing the handle on the puck, and as you are sliding away from the puck, you reach back from down on the ice and tick the puck a little bit with a stick, and it drifts into the goal as the goaltender is fading from left to right, leaving a wide gap. Now the Generals up 4-2.
Assisting on the goal, number 28, Garrett Hurley. Time of the goal, 7:25. Second period. Connors for Hurley at 7:25.
And so Hurley on the feed to Connors as this is tossed over to the Generals' blue line side from the left circle. Played to the back door and well handled by Randall, and a little shoving around for good measure. Or bad measure. I'm not an expert at measures. That was Kratman getting shoved away. Well played by Randall on a dangerous attack. 3:53 remaining second period action. Generals with a 4-2 lead. Shots on goal 15-14. A slight edge to the Generals. Oh, sometimes I'm just telling shots on goal for the sake of feeding extra information, but oftentimes it's irrelevant. In this case, it does tell us that there is some even possession time in the offensive zones, and both teams are making plays at the net. Case in point, Johansson with a wrister rising too high above the cage and frustrated that he was off target. As this pops up and out of play into the Warriors bench. I want to give a shout out to supporters of both sides as we go to, oh, that's too bright. What just happened there? We had a change of the lights. Does it feel brighter now? Is it brighter now, Robin? Or is that an optical illusion after they shifted? Okay, now it's coming down just a touch. All right. Okay, so pupils Overreacting, perhaps. And so 2.5 minutes as we hear our official shouting, "Move it." We don't like to have the puck frozen against the boards for any length of time. Came here for hockey. As this is played below the goal line. Out towards the right side as this is sent down by Hamechko. A lot of tension for both sides. Many of the Warriors contingent on the opposite side of the lower bowl here. We've been seeing a lot of this lately. Used to be that you could have both teams' supporters watching from behind the net as Randall is scrambling. Here's a little chip out across neutral ice. This may not make it for icing. Played out to neutral ice and looking for the stretch pass out towards the right wing side and getting it. McCarthy. And folks looking for a trip. No trip call. As this is played down in the corner. And now behind the net. Surveying to the backdoor side, and Randall with the kick save. Save number 13 for the young Warriors goaltender. Inside the final minute of this period. And we got some changes ahead of the face-off. We get Connors out there. Connors right now. And Ace. Little Motorhead in the background. Ace of spades. You win some, you lose some. General's looking to win some right now. Up by 2. General's controlling off the faceoff. As this is played on the right wing side. Hurley has it stripped away. And now the Warriors looking to pick something up before the close of the period. Played out towards the left wing side with help coming in on the right. Stripped away. That'll help protect their interest. Played into the middle. And now sent back over as Hurley will give chase. Played around to the near side. Up towards the point, and that will do it for 2 periods of play as we close out the second stanza. A little bit of action for the Warriors here. The General is getting one more as we sit in the Adirondacks. That's the Adirondack Winter International coming at the end of December. Closing out second period action. That's the score there, 4-2. Take a quick break and return for an exciting third period action upcoming from the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York. You're watching Can-Am Hockey, Calgary 10U Division Gold Medal Game. We'll be right back.
12 minutes of hockey. Play hard, sisters and brothers, we play for each other, right? Who are we? What do we do? What's the best hockey store in Lake Placid?
Forever, you could wake up 100 years from now and play I Wanna Rock and Roll All Night, and you'll think to yourself, gosh, I love this song. As this is played by the Warriors up towards the offensive zone. There are plenty of songs out there that for some reason never seem to lose popularity, and generation after generation, they'll still be able to enjoy it. Of course, in these sporting communities, there is a playlist of songs that they're used to. Of course, a more contemporary song might be Seven Nation Army, and 100 years from now, that song will be enjoyable just as well, as it seems to be ingrained in the sporting consciousness, even though I don't know that the White Stripes actually wrote it for sports, but it took off as this is played down in a low slot. As this is played from the left wing side, Warriors skating shorthanded right now and deep in the offensive zone, as they will retreat on defense. A nice little poke check as Yafaldano has that yard free. Played around towards the right point. I don't know, do you hear Fly Me to the Moon as a regular sporting event song? I wouldn't mind. It'd be humorous. As this is played from the half wall over towards the net, and Wesh comes up with a stop. I like me a little Frank Sinatra. Oh, they mix it up as the Warriors bringing Henderson in for the faceoff. Played to the point. We're back to even strength. Those 1-minute penalties really do wear off quickly. Played through the middle, out towards the circle. We got a delayed call coming, and that looks like it's going to be a Generals penalty. A hooking call. And so Politis will go to the box. And now trailing 4-2, the Warriors will go to the power play. We just mentioned that these power plays wear off pretty quickly here, these 1-minute PPs. And so the Warriors looking to capitalize quickly. Play down low as that's swatted out towards the far side. Omechko tosses it away. It's Gordeau out on the ice for the Warriors. 2.5 minutes into this third period of the gold medal game. Both of these teams come in 3-0 on the weekend. They had not faced one another during the span of the round robin. Shot, and that one snatched out of the air like it was Aunt Millie's last meatball. Meatball, meatball. As Wesh coming up big there. We have seen some mishandled glove save attempts. The timing on it can be quite fickle. And now a foot race to the puck. And forcing his way to possession was Lyons. Here's a toe drag move. Laid out of the corner, and we're back to even strength, 5-on-5. 3 minutes into this period. Now played onto the stick from the left side into the slot to the right wing side and poked away. As that was number 17 for the Generals. Connors provided some scoring support for the Generals, and in that case, some defensive support. shots on goal even at 17 apiece. From the left side, from the circle, not getting much of a look for a shot as Johansson centered into the slot. And now a break here. Getting just past the defense, trying to pull the hockey stop. And that does not work. Here's Johansson. As we got a penalty upcoming here. Johansson sliding down and crashing into the wall. And the Warriors, trailing by 2, will get another opportunity. And there we go. That's a good move right there, at least not to leave a timeout on the table. Trailing by 2, the Warriors will take a timeout.
Timeout, LA Junior Warriors.
I don't know, they start the timeout there before everybody gets over to the bench. Doesn't give them a whole lot of time. It's a 30-second timeout. They'll probably try to keep this huddle for as long as they can, even after the timeout expires, as we get a look down at the Generals bench. No doubt being given some instructions on how to protect this lead. And so, going to the power play, taking a strategic timeout. Warriors looking to close the gap here. Mishandled up at the point. And now Warriors in a tough way as things get a bit anxious. Setting up. It looked like they might have had a set play as this is rebounded and then covered up by Wesh. 28 seconds left on the Warriors power play. They'll face off in the offensive zone as we see Homechko coming out on the ice for the Generals. Is it me, or does this look a little bit like an intra-squad game as the color combos look as if they're just inverted? Both teams wearing a little bit of black and gold in their uniforms. If you've ever seen intra-squad scrimmages, it's usually the same color scheme, but one wears the lights and one wears the darks. As this is played by Johansson and just came outside the offensive zone as we are at even strength, 5-on-5. Played into the general zone. Out towards the right wing side. Played down low. From the half wall. Without a stick. Playing on. Ooh, and that should have been an offsides. Both officials not in the best position to see that skip across the line. That was by about a foot. This just goes to show, as much as we might put so much importance on the game and what the outcome is, and thus putting importance on everything that the officials do, put it into a broader context. Understand, you can't see everything. Can't see it all. Of course, if we wanted to see it all, we would probably have to give up the human element. You don't want to do that. Do you want to do that? As Wesh comes up with a stop. Want to have cameras all over the place. As this is played up towards the right point. And now a big break. One-on-one, Randall wins out on that battle as Hurley was coming in aggressively. Randall gets the paddle out on the puck. It snuffs out that attack. Inside 5 minutes to go in regulation in a 2-goal game. We had gotten it down to 3-2, and the Generals scoring most recently, now leading 4-2. Once again, Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. You can find me on the 19th most popular social media site, that's LinkedIn. As this is played on net, Randall comes up with a chest save. That one bounces out. Randall gets support from the defense. That's B-U-R-N-E-T-T. Not a doctor. As this is played down into the corner. Centering pass as this ticks away. This might give an advantage here. With numbers coming in, 3-on-2. Out towards the backdoor side and just out of reach as this is played out towards the point. And now coming off of the bench, here's a race up ahead. Homechko goes to the chest and Randall with another big save. Give it up for the young Warriors goaltender as this is played down on the right side. This will be picked up by Gordeau. Gordeau will force it down low, and Johansson in the corner. Johansson from the top of the circle sends it down, rebound up into the slot. Accidentally kicked down into the corner. Shot wide of the net. Rebound off the end wall. Pinching down towards the half wall. Johansson comes up, grabs the loose puck. And Johansson will work around the poke check, gathering speed. Johansson into the offensive zone from the right circle. Shot across the top of the crease. As this is played off of the stick and into neutral ice. And now working for another rush. Splitting the D into the middle. Out to the right side, shot high and wide. 2:19 remaining. Down by 2. Randall still in the net for the Warriors. As we keep an eye expecting that we'll see an empty net. Now here's an opportunity to help seal the deal. Feeding Hurley at the back door, but couldn't connect, just out of range. Now needing to tag up. The Generals now under pressure. And now 1:48 remaining. And up at the hashes between the circles is Randall, anticipating he might have to come off of the ice. No signal just yet. As this is played below the goal line, poked away and fired around. Lay down in front, well protected by the center for the Warriors. Eased up ahead. As this will be saved on the line. Well, that would have been now either side has gained the advantage of no offsides call. As we can see, Randall is out of the net. 6 attackers are on the ice. And we're into the final minute of regulation, down by 2. The Warriors in a fever pitch with 6 attackers on. As this is played from the right wing side, shot down towards the corner. Now to the left circle. Into the middle, shot, save, rebound out in front. As this is picked up, looking for the tuck, as this is sent into the left circle. And now pinching it is Wesh. With 30 seconds left in a 2-goal game, 6 attackers on. As some of the Generals skaters along the bench already starting the celebration as they can taste it within reach. And we will re-drop that. Played wide left circle, shot scooped. 29.2 left. Wesh holding steadily with 20 saves on the game as that goes down for icing, 23.7. Generals up 4-2 here. Warriors 6 attackers as this comes to the point. Long windup as this deflects out to neutral ice. And we have player down as Warriors skater in pain. We'll take a knee. Things have been relatively uneventful as far as any injury concerns throughout the game. So we'll stand by for a moment. Wishing the best of health and well-being to one and all. With so much action in the offensive zone, 6 attackers, 5 defenders, you have a little bit less space to work with every once in a while. You might find yourself in a collision, you might find yourself catching someone's stick. And young Warrior skater assisted by the officials off to the bench area. And we'll give it up for Fonzie as Fonzie will sit for the remainder here. That sentiment, best of health and well-being, not just to the players, it goes out to anybody. Played up ahead as that little stoppage of play kind of stunted action as this goes down to the end wall with 0.9 seconds left. Some folks a little bit incredulous at the fact that that wasn't let to run out, but it is a gold medal game. 0.9 seconds is 0.9 seconds. And that'll do it. One more puck drop, and the Generals expiring the time as they celebrate in the corner. Oh, yes. I don't know if you call that a miracle, but they are sure having a great time celebrating the victory.
And today's final score in the Calgary Division gold medal game, the Red Generals 4, the Valley Junior Warriors 2.
And so taking the gold medal victory, the Generals 4-2, closing out in a very good one. close throughout. Talent abounds on either team, as we've seen individual and collective skills out there, as both teams will gather at the center stripe to exchange goodwill on the handshake line. Good game, yes indeed, good game, as Fonzie will work out there and also get in on the congratulations, as the Generals sharing a little bit of love there for the young Warriors skater. Just wanted to get out there and show a little bit of respect to the opponent, as we don't have a game if we don't have an opponent. We'll take a quick break and set up for the awards ceremony from the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York. My name is Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. You're watching Can-Am Hockey as we prepare for the medal ceremony on the Calgary 10U gold medal game. We'll be right back.
To the Valley Junior Warriors. What I call the company please skate forward to receive the medal. Starting with number 4, Ollie Bordeaux. Number 7, Ty Lyons. Number 12, Luca Fonzie. Number 17, Nolan Duperon. Number 18, Gene Harris. Number 22, Ryder Hutchins. Number 31, Wesley Randall. Number 34, Kurt Kratman. Number 86, Patrick Connolly. Number 88, Cam Johansson. Number 93, Harrison Fitzgerald. Number 97, Matthew Patita. Number 98, Joel Pearson. Congratulations to the Valley Junior Warriors coaching staff. Head coach Michael Fonzie, assistant coach Kurt Kratman. Congratulations to the Valley Junior Warriors, our Calgary Division silver medalists. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the gold medalists in our Calgary Division, the Red Band Generals. Starting with number 4, Owen Linus. Number 7, Samuel Zappacosta. Number 8, Declan Johnson. Number 10, Robert McCarthy. Number 13, Mike Bernieri. Number 17, Cooper And congratulations to the Red Bank coaching staff, head coach Leo Leone, and assistant coaches Justin Maxey and Rich Bernieri. And Brendan Van Ringside. Ladies and gentlemen, your Calgary Division gold medalists, the Red Bank Generals. At this time, we'd like to ask both teams to select 3 representatives to come to the podium here at the scorers table for a commemorative photo opportunity with the championship plaque, arena banner, and Olympic flag.
Sentiments, exactly. And there, a portrait of the victors this weekend. Picture of gold as the Red Bank Generals gather atop and around the podium with arena banner in hand, the Olympic torch, the Challenge Cup plaque, and the gold medals, and smiles from coast to coast. From the 1980 rink in Lake Placid, New York, alongside the smooth operator Robin, my name's Glenn Burnett with the play-by-play and color commentary. You're watching Can-Am Hockey on Gold Medal Sunday. We'll see you on the next one.